let's throw the mic over to WIZ Protocol. Welcome, WIZ. And I believe Nick is speaking on behalf of you guys, right?
No, I'll be speaking.
Okay, fair enough. Same kind of question that I posed to Carbon 12. I want to know, what is the history of WIZ Protocol and kind of how did this really form, and a little bit of the narrative behind the story.
Cool. First off, I want to thank all you guys for having us on Coin Merge. Just a little quick background. My name's Chris Ford, and I'm the social media and communications for WIZ and Hocus Pocus. So kind of just getting into the overall background and the history of the project. So the group has years of experience in trading in various cryptocurrencies. In addition, the lead developer saw that the code of these projects that was not strong enough. We looked at various parts of the meme and DeFi protocols and made this better functionality in terms of design and code with Hocus Pocus and WIZ as a result, which might withstand the bear market conditions. So the overall branding of the coin is a Hocus Pocus, a nod to all the fuzziness of most DeFi protocols. Often you can't see where the fees are going because of the total threshold. Swaps go back to the contract. So we at Hocus Pocus are trying to keep a transparent as possible and develop a really cool meme coin that takes the best parts of the meme coin space and the decentralized finance space and launch it onto the PulseChain. As most of you guys already know, PulseChain has not launched yet. So we decided to create a new coin called the WIZ Protocol. And the WIZ Protocol is a first in its kind as an onboarding project. And so how WIZ is designed is you can go in, you buy up the token, and using that token, you can earn rewards, and those rewards will be put onto the PulseChain ecosystem as a process to onboard new users from the Ethereum blockchain to the new PulseChain. And so WIZ is going to be like a DeFi protocol, which is running on the Ethereum Network, which rewards are both in ETH and rewards PulseChain through a treasury. And we plan to bridge over the funds over to the PulseChain, and we'll be airdropping Hocus Pocus and PulseChain tokens.
Okay, let's get into that and unpack it quite a bit there. For a lot of people who maybe don't know what PulseChain is, can you just give, because it sounds like it's a major part of your ecosystem that they might need to understand. Can you, it's a layer, is it a layer 2?
So, oh, go ahead. Sorry. So essentially, what the PulseChain is, this past bull market, one of the biggest issues we saw with the Ethereum blockchain is the congestion was driving up transaction fees and causing scalability issues. Now, Richard Hart, who was the developer of the Hex cryptocurrency, saw a massive issue with Ethereum, and he saw a huge impact on the Hex project. And so what he decided to do was fork the entire Ethereum blockchain, and at the time it was a proof of work blockchain. And he decided to have a proof of stake consensus mechanism behind Ethereum, and then also add a few other utility behind the blockchain to increase the speed and the scalability of Ethereum. And so he created a new project, and it was called PulseChain. And the main goal of PulseChain is it's going to be a layer 1 blockchain with a bridge from the Ethereum blockchain. And it's going to serve as a second option in the next bull market when the Ethereum blockchain starts to run a little bit slower. You can actually utilize the PulseChain as a basically essentially a life jacket that can help projects continue to develop and scale. And so ultimately, it is a layer 1 blockchain, but it has very similar functionalities to a layer 2 protocol.
Yeah, man, there's definitely a lot to unpack here on your white paper as well. Yeah, so as I understand it, it is a hard fork from the Ethereum network that kind of copied all the whole blockchain over, right?
Yes.
In its simplest form. So with that in mind, you guys and your token is completely renounced, correct? There's no admin keys, no owner in the smart contract.
Correct.
And so you're launching this thing, you launch it and you renounce. Can you walk us through kind of the user experience from buying this thing and like just all the different pathways that the tokenomics flow goes?
Okay, so essentially how it starts off, when we originally launched the WIZ protocol, our main target was to use as an onboard mechanism to the Pulse chain. And so starting off, when you initiate a transaction and you buy the WIZ token, there's going to be a 4% transaction fee on buy orders. 1% of that's going to be sent to the marketing wallet, and the other 3% is going to be sent to a treasury wallet. And essentially, the Treasury wallet serves as a place that's going to be used to pay out PulseChain tokens and Hocus Pocus tokens on the Pulse chain once the Pulse chain launches. Now, let's say you wanted to, hold the token for a little bit and you decide to sell some of it off. Well, during that sell event, that's going to initiate an 8% transaction fee, where 3% of that transaction fee is sent to a Treasury wallet. 0.5% of that token is going to be burned, and 2.5% of that is going to be sent as a reflection to the rest of the token holders, and the other 2% is going to be sent to a liquidity pool that is going to be locked forever. And so the idea of the WIZ tokenomics is, number one, serve as an onboard token, but number two is to maintain a store of value component where the buy and the sell fees are going to be used to support the overall price growth, and also feed into the treasury to help onboard new investors.
Awesome, man. Can you talk a little bit about the WIZ dashboard for me?
Okay, so going into the dashboard, so the WIZ dashboard is comprised of all the token health features. And so when you go into the WIZ dashboard, it'll tell you the dollar amount in the liquidity pool, the 24-hour volume, the 6-hour volume. It'll also tell you how much money is in the treasury, and our treasury is compiled of ETH. It's going to tell you how much of the token has been burnt due to the sell transaction. It's going to tell you about the entire token supply. And it's also going to give you the overall price of the token and the price performance. So the idea of the dashboard is to make it very simple, easy to understand, and rather than going through, like Etherscan or some third-party website, you can come to the dashboard to assess the overall token health of the WIZ token.
Okay, and is this, do you plan to expand this kind of utility to be able to look at multiple tokens, or is this just for the Wizard token?
When you say multiple tokens, are you saying launching multiple tokens on different blockchains, or?
No, I was asking if you're going to use this dashboard to maybe be able to look at this analysis on a variety of different tokens on the Ethereum network, or if this is just purely for...
Oh, okay. So the main focus right now is going to be the WIZ token, and then once we get through our initial marketing campaign, the WIZ token, we have the Hocus Pocus token, which is going to be launching down the road. And so we're going to build a continuation of that dashboard to look at the Hocus Pocus token. So the main idea using the dashboard is to focus on WIZ and Hocus Pocus, not other tokens.
Yeah, okay, awesome. Yeah, I didn't know if you wanted to expand this to be a utility that could basically pull new tokens in, but no, fair enough, man. So let's talk about the Hocus Pocus token as well and the connection between these two. Can you explain kind of this ecosystem between the Hocus Pocus token and Wizard?
Okay, so just starting off with the Hocus Pocus token, when you're going through DeFi, you hear things about, like liquidity pools, yield farming, and staking. And so what essentially Hocus Pocus is, it's a DeFi protocol, which is going to simplify staking and farming for investors on the PulseChain. So the average investor has significant barriers for staking and farming. There's a huge learning gap and monetary restraint depending on the investor. Hocus Pocus allows investors to buy the native token HOC on the PulseChain, and Hocus Pocus token holders can receive reflections and royalties from the Treasury wallet. These components are funded through a buy and sell tax system on the Hocus Pocus token. This format allows token holders to simply buy the token and earn passive income in two different streams. In addition, there's going to be also a 0.5% burn fee on the token on every single sell transaction to make the Hocus Pocus token a deflationary asset. And so just kind of like in my opinion, going through, cryptocurrency and looking at different projects, typically the best projects are always the easiest ones to understand. And that's the idea behind Hocus Pocus, is to take these complex issues and put into a simple, easy to use, understand, simple system. And that's what Hocus Pocus is doing. Now, I just got into a little bit about the WIZ protocol, how it's mainly an onboarding token. So once we see the PulseChain launch, and it could be next week, it could be 6 months down the road. We're not really sure. That's depending on a bunch of factors, but nobody has the insight on that. But once we have the Hocus Pocus token launched and the PulseChain launched, and then we have the WIZ token, which is already launched right now, the WIZ token is going to essentially be a really cool token where if you're like a new investor and you buy up the WIZ token and you sell it, or well, you buy or sell it, you're essentially going to have tokens feed into that treasury through the taxes, and you're going to earn those PulseChain and Hocus Pocus on the PulseChain ecosystem. And so what that's going to do is it's going to push new investors or just anyone buying the WIZ token to go over to the PulseChain ecosystem and interact on the PulseChain ecosystem, learn how to sell the PulseChain token, sell the Hocus Pocus token, or buy it if they want to. And essentially by pushing investors to interact in the PulseChain ecosystem, there's a high percent chance that they're going to stay and work and utilize the PulseChain ecosystem for investments and trading. So the idea is, Hocus Pocus, it's the main token, and then WIZ is kind of like the gate from Ethereum to PulseChain.
That's awesome. So it sounds like you're going to utilize this to educate people and bring them into the PulseChain ecosystem, which is a lot of benefits and values over there.
Absolutely. And, and part of this process, we always really emphasize, education behind cryptocurrency, because everyone here knows that there's a huge learning gap. And with a lot of the stuff we talk about on, Twitter Spaces and videos, if you go and talk to a family member over Christmas that's not experiencing crypto, they're going to be like, what are you guys talking about? So we actually went a further step, and we created the Hocus Pocus School to really break down, how to set up like a MetaMask wallet, and how to do a buy and sell transaction, and really use these elements to educate investors, so that as we get new investors coming into the ecosystem, they're going to be a little bit less lost when it comes to understanding what's going on in cryptocurrency, not just only WIZ and Hocus Pocus.
Yeah, and I mean, no shame. Like I do cryptocurrency every day. I focus on it every day, the development, all of those things. And, even like some of the things you're talking about earlier were losing me for a second, because the knowledge gap is not just from non-users to crypto users, but even people within the crypto ecosystem. There's still a lot of things that, developers don't understand. And we're still learning a lot about cryptocurrency and the potential of Web3 as a whole.
Right. And I mean, and going on to the future, and this is the other thing I want to really emphasize, is that, as cryptocurrency continues to develop and we go from like Web3 to Web4 and Web5, it's going to get a lot easier to use and a lot easier to understand. But also, everyone that's in early in the cryptocurrency has a certain degree of like a first mover advantage, where you can really, benefit financially. And so by bridging this gap, we can not only, help the average investor, but we can also help, average families and average individuals come in and get into a very financially stable ecosystem, in my opinion.
Awesome. Can you talk a little bit? It looks like this phase is already closed, but this proof of post that I'm reading about.
Yeah. So for those guys who don't know, with the PulseChain ecosystem, a lot of new projects came in and they decided to do like a sacrifice where you send your tokens to a burn wallet where you have where you don't have the expectations of the work of others, and you get a point ranking system. And in response to doing that, you get airdrop free coins once the PulseChain goes live. And this is something we saw with a lot of projects start doing. And what we wanted to do was start a new marketing campaign that's different from what traditional PulseChain projects are doing. And so we decided to launch something called the proof of post. And at the launch of the WIZ token, we did a stealth launch, and the stealth launch was extremely successful. And so we launched this proof of post campaign where essentially if you take your WIZ cash tag, you put into your post, you put into your Twitter handle or any of your social media accounts, then you can register that on our website at WIZ Protocol, and you'll be eligible to receive free WIZ tokens for promoting the project through social media.
Awesome. Are there things, there's definitely a lot to unpack, but in terms of what we haven't gotten to about the ecosystem itself, are there things that you wanted to talk about? And then I kind of want to go to talk about a little bit about the future, the short-term future, the long-term future of the token, and also a little bit about the history of the launch and things like that. Are there elements of this ecosystem that you feel like we didn't touch on that you want to talk a little bit more about?
So the one thing I really want to touch on is, with Hocus Pocus, it's like I said before, it's a decentralized finance. Well, it's a meme coin with DeFi components. And traditionally, a lot of reflection tokens have received a very bad rep. They ended up being rug pulls and a lot of sketchiness in the space. But the one thing I really want to emphasize is that our initial liquidity pool is going to be locked for 12 months. And then after 12 months, 2% of it's going to be released every single month. And we have the option to extend it. So the big thing I want to say is that, this is a extremely legit project. Our main focus is not only to onboard users from the Ethereum blockchain, but education for the standard investors.
No, man, that's absolutely awesome. So let's talk a little bit about the launch of WIZ. This went live about like 20 days ago?
Yes.
So you guys had a pretty solid launch and have been maintaining pretty well. What do you kind of attribute basically being able to have a successful launch to? And also, what are some of the maybe catalysts that maybe new investors could look forward to coming up in terms of events that may increase the valuation? Obviously, no one can ever promise that, but, just like basically what are some upcoming events that people can get excited about?
So, basically what really contributed to the success of our launch is the stealth launch. And typically the traditional project route is either going like launchpad and then doing like a private token sale. Well, what we wanted to do was really utilize the stealth launch and then present it to our community through Telegram as a reward for constantly following the project. And so the initial people that got into WIZ first were the ones who've been following Hocus Pocus and are extremely excited about the token launch on the PulseChain. And they're, this is not financial advice, but it's just my opinion. They're going to be the holders that are going to stick around for the longest time. And so kind of right from the initial launch, we saw a huge up in price. And then once we started posting it on social media, that's when we started to gain a lot of traction. And some of the critical points that really drove through and really led to the success of our launch was actually the proof of post campaign, where a lot of people were constantly posting the WIZ hashtag all across Twitter and gaining momentum. Now, kind of going down the road, right now we're in this marketing campaign for the WIZ token where we're trying to get behind and be in as many AMAs, interviews, and try to talk to as many people about the WIZ token. And essentially, we're right now in negotiations with some really big names that I can't release yet. But essentially, we're going to try to aim to talk with someone at least like once or twice a week going on into the future, especially at the start of 2023.
Awesome, man. So with that in mind, you're taking also, it sounds like a very grassroots element too. And can you talk about what the role the community is going to play in kind of driving knowledge to this token and helping educate people about PulseChain and the project?
So fundamentally, the PulseChain kind of sprouted out of the Hex community. And if you ever follow the Hex community, Richard Hart, he never really paid for necessarily like advertisement or try to get through like really big like mainstream media companies. He developed a community through social media, and then the community started to do this grassroots funding, and that's what actually helped Hex succeed in this past bull market. And we're actually trying to replicate the same exact model with the WIZ and Hocus Pocus token, where we can bring in community members that will continue to promote the project and continue to onboard new users. And the idea is when we develop this grassroots, we're going to create a loyal following behind the Hocus Pocus and WIZ token that will continue to grow. And especially with the bull market, the next bull market right around the corner, we expect it to do pretty extremely well. Now, some things that we like to do. So outside of, creating a really loyal fan base, we're going to continue to do proof of post campaigns and continue to use that to reward token holders by allowing them to, share the WIZ hashtag onto Twitter and earn some free cryptocurrency in the process. And this is also a replication of Richard Hart, what he did with the Hex token when he airdropped free tokens to the entire Bitcoin community. And a majority of them actually claimed those free tokens. And it was actually a phenomenal, great onboarding tool. So we're kind of taking that idea, but we're adding a new component, and we're using it to promote the WIZ token.
That's awesome, man. I might take that myself. This is such a great idea. No, just kidding. That's your IP. Yeah. But yeah, so essentially it sounds like you can basically join your community, and just by engaging and just by posting and sharing the information about it, you can earn.
Yeah, essentially, yeah, it's that easy. And it's a really great community. And if you go into Telegram, there's always someone there to interact, and it's extremely positive. I mean, social media has a lot of negative traits, but we always try to keep our community positive and just moving forward.
Yeah, absolutely. And that's also huge in a bear market, right? Because people are afraid to sometimes bring new money in. So just giving them options to earn by just doing work can be a huge value proposition for both them as well as your token.
Absolutely. And, and what's really great about what we do with the proof of post campaign is, we have this huge political message with time. And the idea is if you spend time promoting this WIZ token, you're actually going to get paid in the WIZ token. And so the idea is it's called like proof of time. And it's kind of like starting this political message, to basically say like, hey, we're really busy in our everyday lives. We're always, doing something. And and time is like the most precious asset that you will ever have. And so not only is it, you're getting free coins, you're growing the community, but you're also promoting a great message that makes you stop and think.
Yeah, absolutely, man. All right. That's kind of, I guess, all the questions that I have, and kind of where, I guess, taking it further would involve joining up. You guys hang out in Telegram primarily, I assume.
Yes.
Do you have a Discord as well, or no?
We do not have a Discord, but we are on Telegram. We have a Telegram for the WIZ token, and then we also have a separate Telegram for the Hocus Pocus token.
Yeah, so absolutely, man. So are there things that we didn't quite get to talk about today that overall you want to talk about, either with the token, any upcoming events, anything exciting to look forward to in the near future or long future? I know that you had mentioned a couple big partnerships you couldn't name, things of that nature, but is there anything that we kind of missed here?
So, first off, just starting off with the WIZ token, we traditionally, we saw a lot of these reflection tokens, and I went over how, there's a lot of sketchiness behind it. But the WIZ token is very new when it comes to the meme and DeFi space with its utility and its onboard mechanism. So I firmly believe that the WIZ token has a first mover advantage in this field, and typically the first mover advantage projects do extremely well going down into the future. And then also on top of that, with the launch of the PulseChain right around the corner, anyone that owns ERC20 tokens are going to get a free airdrop copy on the PulseChain as a PRC20 token. So in my opinion, I think that, once the PulseChain goes live, we're going to see not necessarily a revival in cryptocurrency, but we're going to see a lot of hype going around in this ecosystem, especially gauged towards the Ethereum ecosystem. And so, there's a lot of great things to look forward to, even though we're still in the midst of a bear market. And so in my opinion, Hocus Pocus and the WIZ token are in a phenomenal position with these two big events coming right around the corner. As for the overall...
Yeah, there's always...
Yeah, go ahead, sorry.
I was going to say, there's always whenever like a new chain launches or there's like a kind of something brand new, there's always some volume and money that follows that to kind of try it out. And so you feel like as one of the early adopters of PulseChain, there's a huge opportunity to like kind of stake yourself at the top of that industry. Blockchain, I should say.
Absolutely. And, and as we saw from past market events, I feel like right now in cryptocurrency, it's full of a lot of these projects have loyal token holders and whatnot. But so also building off of what we have going on with the PulseChain launch, we're going to continue to market this token as much as possible. We've also introduced a swap function on the WIZ-protocol.com, and we also introduced a front-end liquidity option where if you want to add liquidity to WIZ by pairing up with Ethereum, you can do that through our front-end liquidity, and you don't have to pay an extra fee on Uniswap. And so if that's something you want to do, you can utilize this function as a way to avoid any extra taxes. And then also on top of that, we're going to be adding a fiat onboard onto our website in addition. So mostly right now, we're going to be focused with the marketing, and then we got the launch of the Hocus Pocus token, but we're continuing to add new utility behind this project, and we're going to continue to market as much as possible.
Absolutely, man. No, it's exciting to hear about, and good entry point on your token right now, it looks like. So looks like these guys are in it for the long term and going to be working for quite a while. Do you kind of view this as a long-term project?
Absolutely. And, with WIZ, especially, it's going to be a really great tool during bull markets when, investors are trying to find, a new token that's going to pop, or are constantly, moving around just trying to invest or day trade. And what's great is, down the road, by just still owning the token, you're going to earn Pulse tokens on the PulseChain. So, we got the next bull market coming right around the corner, and then in future bull markets, it's going to be used for its same functionality. So definitely a long-term project.
Awesome, man. All right, and kind of as a call to action, you want them to follow your Twitter or your Telegram?
Absolutely. So the Telegram, here, let me get the, 1 second.
If you tweet it, I can pin it up on the space.
Yeah, so we'll tweet it, and then, you can just pin it up on the space, and we'll do the same with the Telegram.
Perfect, man. Okay, with that being said, kind of brings us to a conclusion here. I want to throw the mic one last time over to Carbon 12 for kind of any closing remarks on the space as a whole, or anything you want to impart the listeners with before we sign off here.
No, I just want to say thank you for the opportunity and a gracious host. I really appreciate that. We've added a ton of users, a lot of buzz and energy around the project right now, so definitely accomplished outcome and goal. So thank you for that. And I just want to encourage the community team to check out our website. It's of course important to do your own research, and as you continue to research our project and follow us, follow our posts, you'll see that everything is aligned, everything is transparent and available for you to view. But feel free to reach out to us if you have any questions, DM us, we'll contact you, let you know what's going on, answer any questions you may have. But like I said, we're here to impact humanity, and we definitely need a lot of help doing so. Thank you for the opportunity.
Awesome, man. Love projects working in the bear market. It's great. All right, and then kind of closing words on the AMA as a whole from you, Wiz.
So I just want to first off say thank you so much for having us on this AMA. We absolutely love doing AMAs, talking about the WIZ protocol and, working with other projects and hearing about some really great new ideas to hit the cryptocurrency space. And just one thing I want to mention, if you guys want to check our project out, feel free to come over to the WIZ protocol, and our Twitter handle is going to be at WIZ_protocol. And if you guys want to check out the project, head over to wiz-protocol.com. So just kind of summing everything up, our main goal is to not only onboard new people into the PulseChain ecosystem, but it's to increase the education in the cryptocurrency space. We firmly believe that we have the tools to decrease the learning gap in DeFi and make it so that, the average investor can go through, buy a token and not have to deal with all the headache. And if you guys have any more questions, feel free to come over to our WIZ protocol on Telegram. Thank you so much.
Yeah, man, absolutely. And just kind of a closing note here. You know what? I'm going to give away another custom NFT because, hey, why not? To one of the listeners that stuck through for this whole thing. So I'm going to be looking for this time the heart emoji. If everyone could just spam the heart emoji, Mo Focus, you got it, man. Your first one on it, it was like lightning. Go ahead, Mo Focus, and contact the CoinMerge main handle or us on the CoinMerge platform or on Twitter or anywhere else. We know you, Mo Focus. We'll see you. So congratulations for that. I did want to apologize again about the beginning of this space just being a little bit of a rocky start. There were some tech issues, some child issues, and otherwise, we try to maintain a really professional atmosphere here and represent ourselves well. So I just wanted to apologize to anyone who felt that was a little bit of a rocky start. But we just appreciate both the projects that came here today. We appreciate Gandalf for bringing them here today, the investors that came and listened to these amazing projects that, to me, represent part of the future of Web3. And I'm just super excited to see where cryptocurrency goes because although the prices are down, the tech amazes me every day. It just seems to be getting better and better. And the projects that are coming forward, like these two today, just seem to be more and more well thought out, more and more high tech. And, we're going to be seeing a true integration of Web3 into Web2. We already are with Twitter and some of these other sites. So it's important that we're all here on the forefront of it and can hopefully make massive profits ourselves, and like Carbon 12 said, make a large impact on others, and overall just bring value to humanity and the planet and all those different things. So sorry to get wax poetic on everyone here, but if you enjoyed this space today, please give the CoinMerge main Twitter handle as well as all the speakers in the panel to check us out on our next one that we have up for you. Thanks as always, Gandalf, for joining us and bringing these awesome projects here, and as well as your influence. So always super appreciative of him. Give him a follow if you are just joining in now. And other than that, we're going to be signing off, and we'll see you next time from coinmerge.io.